I got to put on my glasses to read some of your comments. I don't even know where to start. I'm not sure it matters. They started attacking Baby Juggernaut because we were ignoring them.
We need Pennsylvania. You're right. I'm for Shapiro. Josh. I think they're going to go with Josh. I think it's a toss-up between Josh and what's his name in Arizona.
Wait, what are you? Oh, I see. Oh, we got Q-Dub 34. We had mentioned that Q-Dub a little while or a couple shows back about Pennsylvania being very important to Kamala Harris. So yeah, it's. I think that should probably be the pick. But you know what, Lana? I think at this point, the momentum is so heavy. She can't make a bad choice at this point.
No, I don't know.
Because look at it's Trump versus and JD Vance. You can't make a worse pick than JD Vance.
So do you think that they'll try to push Vance out? Because Vance is not getting any better.
Yeah, there's a good possibility.
Let's just ignore common sense. Like, he really is lonely tonight. He doesn't have anything to do. His TV's broken, basement. He's just on a tangent. But
yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think there is talk, but what does that look like though for Donald Trump if they kick him off the ticket?
Exactly.
Because here's the thing. I said this once, and I'll say this a million times, and for anybody MAGA watching that wants to listen to this, Donald Trump is in control of absolutely nothing. He's making zero decisions. None of this is being made for him. I saw today that the head of the Heritage Foundation stepped down, a guy named Paul Dans, I believe his name was, and Kevin Roberts is taking over. First of all, I'm not sure if that's news because I always thought Kevin Roberts was the head. I didn't even know this Paul Dans guy. So him taking over for me is not something that is like, oh no, this is not good because now people are going to not recognize. I think people have recognized this Kevin Roberts a little bit more because he's the one going around saying that the left, everything will be bloodless if the left allows it, nonsense like that. Like he scares anybody. I can assure you're not scaring anybody. You guys are clowns. But going back to my point, Donald Trump, even if he were elected, he's not making any decisions as far as policy is concerned. He's not making any decisions as far as who's going to be in his cabinet. He's making none of these decisions. What they will do is they will throw these names at him. They'll make him think that he's making these decisions because he's just a simple moron and doesn't understand what's actually happening. He doesn't even really want to be there. The only reason why he wants to win is so it'll keep him out of jail.
Exactly.
If he didn't have all these, he probably may not even run again, although his ego is the only thing that would have sparked him to run again because he hated losing to Biden the first time by a lot, by the way, and legitimately. But Lana, what do you think? Is Vance gonna stick around?
Oh, I don't know. Like, they make bad decisions. I really don't know. Like, where do you go? Vance, they can't kick him off. They can just force him to step down on his own. That's the only decision that they have, because if they do, he's already been nominated. The Democrats are going to be like, wait a minute, time out. You can't do that. So they can't get rid of him. He would have to do that on his own. They can make life miserable for him and his wife, and he would step down. But then who do you get up? I was having this conversation with DA today. He's like, yeah, he'll just get Nikki Haley. I'm like, Nikki Haley's voters do not respect her. They wanted Nikki Haley because they did not want Donald Trump, because Donald Trump's a pig.
That is exactly right.
So if she is his VP pick, Donald Trump is still the head of the ticket. He's still a pig. So they're not going to come back to Nikki Haley. You may have a couple, but they're gone because they were pissed at her for even bending the knee like she did. So... And plus, I don't think he would ever choose her because he hates her.
And,
Like,
I am shocked that she actually went to that convention and
yeah, she's
spoke. Now, if she was
crazy.
gonna endorse him, that's one thing, and then just lay low and go the fuck
Exactly.
away.
You're gonna
But to get
go
on that stage and almost be a cheerleader for him,
after
I
you
also
called him
saw that there
old
was
and
a super
unfit.
PAC, yeah,
Yeah.
that was Nikki Haley for Harris, super PAC or
Yep.
something like that, and she was trying to
Yep.
do a cease and desist, like she has
Yeah.
any kind of control over that, and maybe because her name's on it, but
Right.
but you're right. I mean, the only way Vance is going to be out of this race is if they basically shame him out of doing it, which,
Yeah.
I'm guessing there's a lot of, if you have these people who are talking shit, like, things will remain bloodless if you allow it, they may try to intimidate the shit out of him. And there's a good possibility somebody like JD Vance. And by the way, I still don't even understand the initial pick because there's nothing dynamic about him.
Trump Jr. I
Yeah.
think, yeah, they're best friends, they're besties. So
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
gonna pass the throne, in 4 years, they're just gonna throw it to Vance and Donald Jr. because Jr. wants to get into politics. So it would have been Jr. and Vance. Like they probably had this whole vision of how things were gonna work until Kamala popped in, and now they don't know what to do with this educated woman, but just toss around insults. It's like, so they got.
Yeah, I guess maybe they thought at the time they could have picked whoever they wanted to because they thought they were going to cruise to victory anyway. So
Yeah.
now you're right, because Harris is on the ticket and she will eventually be the nominee. It is a whole different ball game now.
Yeah.
And, what do you do? How do you right this ship? And
Yeah.
again, do they have anybody that could
Right.
that could like consult them into a way where they look normal at this point. And at
Right.
this point, it's impossible because they are officially weird.
Weird.
Weird
Trump
people.
is old and unfit and feeble.
He is. He's losing it.
He's
The
losing it.
senility is starting to show, and it's been showing for over a year.
Yeah.
And again, he looks old and boring, and I think people are over and tired of this thing. You
Yeah.
have the diehards who will never be over it, and they will fight until the end.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have a lot of people who are like, I am exhausted by this fucking guy anymore. I can't take it. I've been told a million different times what he's going to do, how he's going to do it. He comes through on absolutely
Just
nothing.
nothing. He's
Literally
just
comes through
nothing.
on nothing. And
Zero. I don't.
right.
What did he pass? I don't even know when he
The
was
only thing was the tax cuts for the
the
rich
rich.
people, which is still in effect until 2025, and he
Yeah.
plans on extending that if he
Right.
wins.
Yeah.
But he added $8 trillion to the debt,
Yeah.
double what Joe Biden added to the debt, and
But that's okay.
sure it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's okay.
no, it's okay when he
He's the
does it.
best
Nobody.
president since Abraham Lincoln. He's the best, and he did the most for the black people because just did the most for the blacks.
Nobody was
Donald
talking
Trump.
about the debt during
Yeah.
Trump's. Well, I should say the Fox News and all that. They weren't talking about the debt. And you know what else they weren't talking about? They weren't talking about the immigration crisis that happened in 2019, where a bunch of people started
Nope.
coming to the border. That wasn't a crisis back then.
Border
And
crossings were
obviously,
up.
yeah, right. And by the way, they are down now, just like Pete said.
Yeah.
They and crime is down. All the statistics that Fox News has been shoving down the throats of people for years and years and years have improved and improved significantly,
Yeah.
and they have nothing else to say. So that's why Trump is like, the border bill, fucking kill that right now. What are you kidding me? That's the only thing I got to fucking run on.
Exactly. The only thing. And that's
Yep.
why he talks about it's so funny. People forget they called Obama the deporter in chief because border crossings were down because he's just like they called him the deporter in chief.
Right. Yeah.
So, but let them tell it. Oh my God, the liberals just let them run across the border. Apparently not. If they were even, I mean, he had Latinos upset with it. Like he had,
Right.
he had them upset with him.
You know what's so